So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, Mr. Freddie Roach has given us some information about Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach is basically saying that Manny Pacquiao won't be fighting this year. And he said he's got 1 or 2 fights left. If Manny Pacquiao is not going to be fighting this year in 2020, Manny Pacquiao is going to be out the ring whenever he gets back, potentially between 1.5 to 2 years. He fought Keith Thurman in 2019, in July. If he's not going to fight this year, that means by the time we get to January 2021, it's 1.5 years out the ring. Manny Pacquiao's 41, 42 years of age. By the time he gets in, he might be 42. I don't know how old I think might be 42 by the time he gets into ring again. Being out the ring for 1.5 years for an old guy is not the best thing. So I don't know what Manny Pacquiao is going to do, because if he's not going to fight all year, right? And especially there's a lot of guys now that are big fighters that are looking to schedule their fights because they can't be out the ring for too long. You know, top fighters need to fight. Top fighters need to be in the ring. They can't afford to be out the ring too long. And Manny Pacquiao needs to be in the ring, if he wants to continue fighting, needs to be in the ring regular at this age, because a long time out gets you rusty. And when you're older, it takes longer to get back into it. I don't know. I don't know what Manny Pacquiao is going to do. There are rumors that he may retire. Now, Freddie Roach is obviously saying, who's his trainer, saying that he's going to fight once or twice more. I don't know. 1.5 years out the ring for a 41-year-old, for me, is too long. And I hope he doesn't come back with a Crawford fight or a Spence. He needs to have a fight where it's not as dangerous as that. I hope he takes something like a Mikey Garcia or even an Amir Khan. That would be, because what you got to understand is, a lot of you say, oh, we don't want Garcia, we don't want Khan. They're big money fights for him. Both those fights are money spinner fights for Manny Pacquiao, right? And he needs, after such a long time out, he's going to need a fight where he's fighting guys that are less dangerous but bring in a lot of money still, right? And are going to generate interest, of course. And both those fights generate interest. Then, in my opinion, he should have his last fight against potentially the winner of Crawford and Spence. Right? That's what I think should happen. And that way, Manny gets to fight for the undisputed welterweight championship. I think Crawford and Spence should fight early next year. I think they should fight. I think the winner of that fight should fight Manny Pacquiao. That's what I think should happen. Because I don't think whoever fights Manny Pacquiao, it doesn't matter whoever fights Manny Pacquiao, I don't think the Crawford-Spence fight is going to be that huge. I just don't. Is it going to do crazy pay-per-view numbers? I don't think so. I don't think it does anywhere near the pay-per-view numbers that Wilder Fury did. So I personally think those two should just fight out next year for the unified welterweight championship, and then the winner fights Manny Pacquiao in a monster fight. And Manny Pacquiao gets to become undisputed champion by fighting the winner. I think that's what should happen. But I don't think it will happen. But it's not good news that Manny Pacquiao is going to be out the ring for 1.5 years. There's a possibility he could just retire as well, because when you're old, things can change quickly, because you may go into training camp and you may just think, I don't have it anymore, I need to retire. Manny Pacquiao doesn't really hit me as that type of guy, where if he wants to fight, he's going to fight. Maybe if he doesn't do too well in a fight, or he looks sloppy or doesn't look very good or gets knocked out, he may then be forced to retire. But I don't think Manny Pacquiao's going to just call it quits like that. I just don't see it. I think Manny Pacquiao will potentially fight, definitely, in my opinion, probably fight again. But according to Freddie Roach, he's not going to be fighting this year, which means he's going to be out the ring for at least 1.5 years. And that's if he fights in January of 2021. If he fights later, it could be pushing 2 years out the ring. So it's not good for somebody that old, in my opinion, to be out of the ring for that long. But let's see what happens. Let's see. I think Manny Pacquiao, when you've got someone like Manny Pacquiao, I think you need to really hear it from his own mouth, because sometimes Freddie Roach says things and they're not always true. However, you have to take his word for it. He's his trainer, and you'd like to think he's in contact with Manny. So he should know more than what the public or other rumors that we hear online and stuff, because he's his trainer, you know. So leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.